Hi, my name is John Sadowski, founder and president of Metro Valley Advertising. Welcome to the Personal Injury Marketing Newsletter. Today, I am talking with Stacy Mathis of Legal Copywriting Central. Stacy, please say hello.
Hi. Hello to the
Um,
listening audience. John, thanks for having me.
my pleasure. And so, Stacy, can you do me a favor and the audience a favor and just give us a quick you know, background and experience in legal copywriting?
Sure. Excuse me. So I've worked in law firms most of my adult life, and working in the firms gave me a deep understanding of how the legal system works and how the legal language is used. And as a paralegal, which I was and I always will be, I spent a lot of time listening to clients' concerns and assuaging them and that sort of thing. And I spent a lot of time editing legalese, making it clear, turning it into understandable English. And that coupled with copywriting, general copywriting, gave me the foundation. I didn't actually go to school for legal copywriting, but I combined my background with my love of writing, and here I am.
Gotcha. So what inspired you to specialize in legal copywriting and go out and open your own business to do so?
So when I started copywriting, I was a freelance copywriter and I was writing in a number of different industries. And I never really wanted to specialize in copywriting because at that time, attorneys weren't embracing this new marketing, website marketing, social media marketing, email marketing. So I didn't think my business could sustain it. However, over time, I noticed a shift in the mindset of lawyers, and the industry as a whole began to recognize the value of a broader marketing approach beyond the traditional networking and billboard ads. So I could see, lawyers started to appreciate the benefits of a well-crafted website. And you could tell by looking, what I was seeing online. In addition to that, I had lawyers asking me, because they knew I was a copywriter, they were asking me for marketing guidance and copywriting tips. And so eventually, focusing on the legal niche started to look like a viable or more viable option. So I rebranded, I revamped my website and social media accounts to focus solely on the legal industry. And it has proven to be a rewarding decision.
Super. Glad to hear that. So kind of diving into this, how do you think copywriting differs for, personal injury law firms compared to other industries that you've written for?
Well, personal injury cases, they elicit intense emotions. They require a high degree of empathy and support. And it's because, people who are involved in a personal injury matter, their lives are impacted simultaneously, like every aspect of their life, their health, employment, the sanctity of their home, their marriage, transportation, finances, everything, all at once. And so the copy that a personal injury lawyer needs to have is it has to reflect that lawyer's ability to hit the ground running, to handle many moving parts all at the same time and do it efficiently, all while hand holding and being sensitive to the needs of these folks. And that has to jump out at them. Unlike
Mm.
other practice areas where the whether the messaging is on the home page or the about page or a landing page, it's about like reaching inside that person's chest and massaging their heart and then grabbing their hand and escorting them to the promised land.
Mm.
That's what it needs to do. Other practice areas don't have to do that as much because you're going through a divorce, you're going through a divorce, but it's not, and it may be impacting other aspects of your life, but not in the intense way and with the urgency that a personal injury case does. So,
Right.
and then on top of that, the when a person is looking for a personal injury lawyer, they go to the internet, they are bombarded with names and marketing copy from lawyers, all echoing similar achievements and promises and the $1 million settlement and stuff. That person is in distress. And they're not going to, they need hand holding, they need transparency, clarity, and your copy has to say all of those things at the same time in a way that all of your competitors are not saying it. It has, in order for them to see you and hear you over all of the other noise out there.
Right. So what are some of the common challenges that you face then when you're writing for PI attorneys?
Getting them to focus on my questionnaires in detail. So my agency takes original and unique copywriting very seriously. And it's the only way a web page can stand out, or your web presence, whatever content we're writing for you. And the way we do that is by getting to know the attorney and having them, getting to learn about them, who they are when they take off their suit. And the more we talk to them, the more questions they answer, the more likely it is that there's going to be a nugget of information that we can use to flesh out copy that will, you know, portray them in a way that no other lawyer, you know, with characteristics and personality, and in a way that no other lawyer can claim. So they will really stand out. Getting them to answer that questionnaire so that we can do that is what we probably find hardest to do.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So kind of going to the basics of what copywriting does, what role do you see content playing in building a law firm's brand identity?
Content, it's used to communicate the law firm's expertise, their values, their commitment to client education. And over time, the audience consumes this content, and it contributes to shaping a positive and distinctive brand identity for the firm, within the legal community and among clients, potential clients as a whole. It becomes a firm's signature, and you need that in order to, like I said, differentiate.
So, we hear a lot about the concept of brand voice. So can you explain what it is and how you go about creating one for a law firm?
The Your brand voice is what your core values come through your on your social media accounts, through your website, and even when you're in person, or you're networking, or you're giving a consultation. That it's again your signature. It distinguishes you from everybody else, and you can't fake that. If you are, let's say, if your approach is more assertive, you have to find ways to make that work for you, instead of pretending. You can't portray yourself as soft and cuddly if you have a pit bull style. Because your mask is going to fall off. So, and there are ways to create that. There are ways to shape that so that it is consistent.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. Um, so now you mentioned social media, and I assume you guys provide that for attorneys. Which platforms do you think are the most important for PI attorneys?
I think that Facebook is important for PI attorneys. Threads, I believe, is becoming increasingly more important. But there's also the other, the younger generation. Our clients are getting younger. There's a new generation out here, and particularly older attorneys have to start embracing the Instagrams, of the world, those types of platforms, TikTok, because the younger generations aren't, they're amenable to finding to communicating with their lawyers on social media, the more trendy and newer social media platforms. So, if you're dealing with a younger set, that it's okay to reach out to them there, to engage them there on Instagram, and Facebook is still a viable option.
Sure. What makes for a good post? What's a good social media post?
A post that shows that you understand where they're coming from. With personal injury, it's being extraordinarily empathetic. Show that you, and especially, like different communities have different things that are important to them. They have different values. Appealing to someone from, let's say, the South Bronx, and then appealing to someone from the Valley in California. Hello, it's America. They're totally different, totally different. They have totally different mindsets. And so there are, for us, the way that we connect with them is we go where they go. We read the comments to, because people are more candid when they are anonymous. And so we read their comments on magazine articles, and we read their comments on YouTube videos posted about a personal injury matter, or or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And we look for the common thread. We look for a theme, and then that's what we use to create. And that's what personal injury lawyers should use to create posts around.
Gotcha. So can you kind of walk us through the process of how you go about creating copy that's going to resonate with the target audience?
We look at the attorney. First of all, like I said, we go where they go. We hang out online where they hang out, so that we can get a feel for what it is that triggers a prospective client, or what drives them, what their desires are, what their pain points are. And then we look at and this is where that questionnaire comes back into play. We look at what the attorney is saying about themselves. We read what reviews are out there about the we're working for. We, Yelp reviews, and other than reviews on the attorney's websites, because people are only posting what, the clients love about them. We want to know what the clients don't like about you as well. And then we look at your competitors, and we take the same, use the same methods. We go online and we read about your competitor to find out what people like and what it is that they do, and about their history and that sort of thing. And then we try to find, and we invariably do find something about you that your clients want or need that your competitor doesn't offer, doesn't say, doesn't have. And then we go to marketing war and we craft copy that is tailored for your firm in a way that, where it's not cut and pastable by another lawyer, because they can't hold, they couldn't hold themselves out to be whatever that copy is saying you are, because that's not who they are.
Sure.
It's not generic.
Yeah. No, it can't be generic. So, one of the things we hear a lot about now is SEO, organic search, and how to get found. And I think most people understand that content influences SEO. So how do you approach SEO in your copywriting to make sure that you generate that visibility for a personal injury law firm?
So we follow this SEO recommendations that are provided to us by our clients' SEO techs for content creation. And we incorporate the keywords and the subheadings provided by them to ensure, optimal keyword usage, so that the content stays compelling while not looking like, we're keyword stuffing, which is taboo. And we make sure that there's, the rhythm and the style is written for humans, but while it also subtly appeases the Googles and Bings of the world, because it has to, whether we want it to or not, if you
Yeah,
want to get found. So, we try to understand, the frequency and the nuances of these keywords, and then we tailor our content so that the angle simultaneously aligns seamlessly with the SEO strategy, and then aims for the maximum, readability, visibility, and effectiveness.
gotcha. So how do you measure the success of copywriting?
Repeat business. We, uh, when sometimes, we have access to the back end of things, and so we can look at Google Analytics, or we just ask our clients, what's the percentage? We measure the before and the after. We do a follow-up questionnaire to find out, um, what the rate was before we came into the picture, what was it after we came into the picture for a specific piece of content or, um, campaign.
Right. Can you share any metrics or KPIs that personal injury law firms should focus on for their content?
Yeah, I think key metrics for personal injury law firms include website traffic, lead generation, and client conversion. Understanding these metrics provide, insights into the effectiveness of the content strategy.
Sure. So can you share any examples of how your copywriting has increased client engagement or conversions for PI attorneys?
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. We had a client where they were high profile cases. They were on the national stage for high profile cases, um, airplane accidents and crashes and that sort of thing. And what they wanted was to let the folks who are involved in their bread and butter, the run of the mill, the basic, the smaller cases, the car accidents and the motorcycle accidents, the dog bites. They wanted to let that audience know that they still handle that type of case, and people were coming to their website and they see the $1 billion settlements, and they're like, these humongous cases, and they're like, well, you know what, I only have a dog bite, they're not going to handle my case. So they needed their copy revamped so that they wouldn't they would attract the smaller type cases and still not alienate the larger cases that they had. And so we had to revamp their copy for them, and change their voice basically so that it aligned with more with who they actually were. And when we finished, it went over so well. They came back to us for a trifold brochure and a 19-page ebook and press releases, landing pages, blog posts. And before you know it, we were doing everything for them. And they had changed, then they came back specifically so that we could change the voice on all of their other copy to match the voice that we found for them or create
Nice.
for them and shape for
That sounds like success to me.
them.
So what trends do you see coming about in legal copywriting, especially for personal injury attorneys?
Is the trend that we see is storytelling, video content, and leveraging like the platforms that, the online, the social media platforms.
Right. So is there anything else that you'd like to add that we haven't covered so far?
Um, I the one thing I would like to add is that it, personal injury attorneys have to make sure that they're tailoring their copywriting to reflect the evolving needs and expectations of clients. They have to stay updated on industry trends like social media evidence, increased use of technology, online dispute resolution, drone causing injuries. There are things, personal injury attorneys they know, I keep updated as far as the law is concerned, but there are other trends that affect what it is that they're doing for the clients that they need to stay abreast of as well. And that figures into their copy.
Gotcha. Okay. So how can potential clients get in touch with you if they're interested and need someone to help with their copywriting needs?
So there are three primary ways. By phone. My phone number is 800-862-0361. By email, my email address is info@legalcopywritingcentral.com. That's info at legalcopywritingcentral.com, and LinkedIn under my name, Stacey Mathis, STACEY MATHIS.
Super. And Stacy, we'll put that up on the screen for everybody as well,
Awesome.
so that they can have the graphic and be able to grab it there as well. So thank you very much for your time. I think
Thank
this
you
was
for
very
having
informative.
me. Thank you. It was great being here.
Good. And
And thank you,
look forward to
listeners.
chatting again soon.
Likewise. Thank you. Bye bye.